Welcome to the Sustain the Trail podcast with Tyler
and Becca.
We're so stoked to have you here. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. As always, I'm Tyler.
And I'm Becca.
And today we have Kevin. Kevin, who are you and what do you do?
Tyler, Becca, first of all, thanks for having me on. I'm Kevin Arsenijevic. I'm a front country guide, primarily in Yellowstone, but I do Yosemite, Grand Canyon, whatever national park, U.S. national park you want to throw me. That's kind of my summer gig. And then fall, winter, and spring, kind of interspersed, I'm a freelance lighting technician for the live event industry. So wherever you want to send me, I will go and get those lights in the air, all shiny and new.
That sounds very exciting, actually, but also like two vastly different worlds, right?
Two completely different worlds, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
And so lighting technician, that being like for concerts and stuff, or is it a wide variety of things?
Yeah, anywhere from like concerts to like corporate events. I was on musicals for 2.5 years. We toured. I was in theater for a little bit. I worked on cruise ships. So it covers a big portion of like the live event industry. And it's prepping the lights, getting them in the truss, getting them in the air, making sure they work, and then sometimes programming them for like bands or whoever event you're working.
Yeah, I have a good friend who does that. So yeah, anywhere from like, I mean, he worked in Hollywood for a while, but he also did concerts, traveled. It's an interesting gig for sure.
I've wanted to hit up the Hollywood scene for a bit, but it's tough.
Yeah. I think he got into the union. But he also had like family ties.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, the union's the way to go for sure.
Yeah,
IATSE
for sure.
Represent what's up.
Yeah.
I feel like once you go Hollywood, it's going to be hard to come back, though.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. And
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm an LA guy.
It's a certain vibe for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd have fun for the first few like months, but then you'd probably just get burnt out and be like, I want to be back in the mountains, please.
And there
Yeah.
are some mountains in LA, right? There are actually some wonderful mountain ranges near and around Los Angeles, but there's also like millions of people. So
I think it'd be the traffic that would be the nail in the coffin
yes,
for me. Like,
it's
I
everybody's
wouldn't be
nail
able
in the
to do
coffin,
it.
and most
Ugh.
people, yeah, very true.
That are the gas prices.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I was just in near San Diego for a wedding, and it was almost like $8 a gallon. This was like 2 months ago, but
Yeah,
it was like back to COVID prices.
That's
yep,
insane.
it's expensive around here.
It finally got to like $3.43 here again, which was
What?
yeah.
Yeah, I
But
saw that.
for a while it was like closer to like $5 a gallon here,
Okay,
which
yeah.
is
I'm
unheard of.
It's about $5.50
Same in
for
Montana,
me.
Wyoming. Oh, right now,
Yeah.
Becca?
Yeah, almost $6, close to $6 still.
Ooh-wee.
It's insane. I couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My little crappy car is not worth putting $6 a gallon of gas in. I promise you that.
Oh, don't sell it short like that.
She gets me from A to B, but barely sometimes.
There you go.
Especially today. Like today, it was 110 degrees here in the Cleveland area, and
What?
just not fun. And also, my car doesn't have working AC, so that was
Oof.
a
Oh,
nightmare.
yeah.
That's a challenge.
Yeah,
That's a big challenge. 110, wow.
yeah. So the temp was like it was 98, but the real field temperature was 110.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yikes.
Dang.
it's
Is
rough.
that typical for Ohio? Like
No.
in the summers? So
No.
it's very, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we get
Yay,
hot.
climate change.
Yeah, we get hot. Like we get like between 90 and 98 usually in the summer for like a normal summer day.
Yeah.
The humidity is usually what kicks your ass, but
Oh my gosh, yeah.
this is humidity plus the real feel 110 temperature, and it's just
Yikes.
you go outside, like my glasses immediately fog up. Like you walk outside, you kind of get taken aback with your breath because you're like,
Like you can't catch your breath.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
yeah,
From the
it's-
AC area, wherever you are.
Yeah, it's brutal, but back on track. You've done a lot of things, Kevin. Uh, from being a lead electrician to lead rental technician at Mammoth Mountain to being a zipline guide. What has your career path been like so far, and what led you to trying so many different things?
I think one thing leads to another. The second question, what led me to trying so many different things? Most of it is I still figuring out what I want to be when I grow up, and I think the past 10 years I've just been throwing things at the wall to see what sticks. Started in college, graduated. First job out of college was a cruise ship. I was the lighting technician for the ice arena on the cruise ship, and I was there for about 8 months just to save money to do the AT, which was about $5,000 back in 2016 for 5 months, and that suited me pretty well. And then after the AT, I went to work in theater for a little bit, and then I think after one too many 70 or 80 hour weeks, I was like, I gotta get out of here and do something else. And that's kind of when I switched gears to guiding and like the outdoor, like education industry. Found myself in Minneapolis working for Wilderness Inquiry, and they did more of a inclusive outdoors model, getting folks with mental and physical disabilities out in the outdoors, kind of teaching them independence, which was so rewarding, incredibly rewarding. But they're a nonprofit, so you can only last at some of those places for so long, you know.
Yeah.
And I think through that work, I started to go on tour with a musical as a head electrician, and we did two national tours, and then a tour in China, and then a tour in Saudi. And then I took a little sabbatical, and then COVID hit, and then shuffled the cards again. Further figured out that maybe I don't want to work 60, 70 hours a week still, you know? Having friends, hobbies, spending time with family is pretty cool. So I tried to rebalance my life, get a home base in Mammoth, and then it kind of led me to the Fort Collins area where my true home base is now, and I'm loving it so far.
It's so cool that made you've been to so many places, and you've made kind of home bases, even whether it's temporarily or permanently, in so many different places, being from such a small place in Ohio. Like, you and I grew up in the same area, and not too many people actually get to make it out of that area. And so it's really cool and refreshing to see that. And it's not just you. We have mutual friends that have also done really awesome things. But it's
Oh,
cool to
sure. Yeah.
see that, we have kind of made it out of that small town.
Yeah, and I'm definitely very fortunate. Like from a young age, we had this like family friend, my dad's best man. His name was Chuck, and he was always traveling, always sending us gifts back from his travels, and just seeing the world. And I think he's the one that just kind of inspired me to not like travel initially, but he was kind of the ping in the back of my head of like, there's like you can do like other things that aren't on the beaten path. You know, like you can go, you can take a while to figure it out.
Yeah. And
Definitely.
I think I was also like, I had the same kind of thing. Like, I've been to Germany for 8 months in total. Well, Europe more so.
Right. Yeah.
I spent most of that time in Germany, but I've been to like Belgium, Netherlands, France, Italy, Poland, which is, I guess, one of my ancestry countries. Uh, but I spent primarily most of that time in Germany, and went to like all 16 states of Germany. And it's so cool to travel to places that are outside of what you know, and outside of what you even knew was existing. Like the cultural differences, the food, the I could go on forever. But
Yeah.
well, I guess I'll let Becca take it on, actually, because this isn't even a
Well,
question.
sounds like you have a pretty like nomadic spirit, right? Which can really help us to like feel comfortable to take those chances to, explore different parts of the country or areas that you are interested in maybe living in. But first, I would like to say that appreciate your time, helping people with like disabilities. I'm a special education teacher, so that's
Hey,
obviously
let's go.
that's a passion of mine. So that's really cool that
Yeah,
you did that. And I am very passionate about outdoor experiences for people with disabilities, mental and physical. So
it's very important.
yeah, definitely. So our next question for you is, what inspired you to just be outside or like do this, kind of outdoor or front country exploring that you do?
Sure. I think from a young age, it was definitely parents taking us camping. Dad would always get home from work. He was a long haul trucker, so he tried to make his time with us as meaningful and important as he could, which I think he did a pretty good job of. He'd take us pretty frequently to Lorain County Metro Parks. Shout out Lexi, my girl who works there. You're killing it. So just the natural spaces around me, I think initially inspired me. I was in Scouts, went all the way to Eagle, so that definitely had a big impact on my life, just as like a way to express myself as a younger adult, and a way to kind of like cultivate leadership experiences and just like bond with my fellow kids. It was just a great time. So I think the culmination of that, and I think just yeah, just like a general wanderlust and like nomad lifestyle or want
Yeah,
for one, I think is what really branched me out into it.
drew you to that. Okay. And then appreciate Eagle Scouts. My boyfriend is one, so that's not
Hey,
an easy program to get through. So big accomplishment. Congratulations.
thank you. Yeah,
My
it is
Yeah,
tough.
yeah. So yeah, that's awesome that you were able to do that. Um, my other question for you, it's not really on the list, but I actually kind of know a little bit, but maybe not as much as I'd like to know. Can you explain the difference between front country and back country?
Sure. So it's two different types of environments or wilderness is a bad word to use, but it's two different types of natural experiences. Front country, I would say, depending on who you talk to, is usually hiking trails that are within a mile of a road or so. They're like a 911 call away if something were to go wrong.
Right.
Lorain County Metro Parks are, I would say, a front country nature experience. But back country is when you get maybe you put on like a multi-day backpack or something like that, and help isn't as readily available. So I would consider it more on the basis of, man, if I like sprain my ankle, who am I calling? Am I calling the sheriff or am I getting like choppered out of here? If
SAR
it's bad
out. Yeah,
enough.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm wilderness first aid certified, and in that course they distinguish the fact of wilderness being a wilderness would be considered anywhere an hour or more away from a hospital. Does that same thought
Sure.
process apply to front country versus back country?
A wilderness? I would say so because I think, and I mean, wilderness is kind of like a hot button topic and description of our native spaces. But I would say it like to be a wilderness. I would consider it to be a backcountry
Okay, yeah,
type experience or type like hike or sojourn, whatever you call it.
yeah. That makes sense. It was more just in my mind trying to distinguish between like obviously front and back country. Out here in Ohio, they always do wilderness first aid, and I think it should be
Yeah,
relabeled a little bit just because there's very few places in Ohio where you're an hour or more away from a hospital. Uh,
sure, that's true.
maybe southern Ohio if you're in like the Wayne National Forest area, but like up where we
Yeah,
were
if you're in the
based,
Wayne or like Hawking or something, yeah, where
yeah,
we're based, I feel like we're stabilizing injuries, like
yeah,
wilderness first aid.
Yeah,
And
until
my
some professionals can come. Right.
yeah.
yeah, my woofer instructor told us they don't put it in the manual anymore, but he said you will now know enough to not make it worse. You'll stabilize the patient, so you might as well smoke them if you got them. Like you're just killing time until professionals get there.
Show up. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, it's the
All
best thing you
right.
can do.
What outdoor experience are you like planning for? Like some big? Do you have any cool like things on the horizon that you are excited for coming up?
Yeah, absolutely. So me and my girlfriend Maggie and our friend Maya are going to Kyrgyzstan in late August.
Ooh.
we're going to be there for about 2 weeks, something like that. We're going to do some hiking, and then we're going to a wedding in the south of India. Their friend from grad school is getting married, so it just happened to line up with our Kyrgyzstan trip, which is wild.
And
That
amazing,
is
honestly.
Yeah.
seriously. Have you always wanted to do Kurdistan or?
In that area, I've had my mind on Pakistan for a while after
Yeah.
hiking in Nepal for a bit, but Kyrgyzstan just happened to work out a little bit better with flights and scheduling, and time of the year. We're doing the Alay Trek, which is like I don't remember the exact mileage, but we're going to be there for 5 6 days. It's a backpacking loop, kind of south of Osh, and you can either camp the whole time or you can stay in yurts and get fed breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So we're naturally going to do the yurts, and kind of take the bougie way out. It sounds
Well,
amazing.
well,
It
honestly,
does
like
sound amazing.
Yeah,
if you're traveling out there, going to yurts and like being served like local cuisine is honestly the best way to go.
Yeah, that's the
Like
experience.
absolutely.
because you get
Yeah,
to experience the whole nines, you know.
instead of experiencing like the inside of the local equivalent of like a 7-Eleven to like fill my food bag with, you know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah. Also, shout out Maggie. Maggie's awesome.
Shout out Maggie. Absolutely. Maggie is awesome.
Go
Um,
Maggie.
so you've been to a lot of places, which I didn't even realize when I wrote up these questions. This is
I'm full
I
of
thought this was gonna
surprises.
be an easy, like, you know, you have a place on your mind, but like now I'm seeing, like, I'm thinking like, man, maybe this is a whole discussion and I'm excited for it. What what is your favorite place you've been? Or now I'm making an audible and saying top three because it
Oh,
might be
oh man.
hard to
Okay.
make one.
To pick one,
It
yeah.
is it is pretty hard to nail down, and I would say top three in no order, would be Nepal would definitely be top three, specifically the Himalayas or Himalaya. We did a trek up to Everest Base Camp and then kind of like a couple other passes over there. And just the people that I met my two hiking partners applying for the permit in the permit office in Kathmandu that you like physically have to go to and like sign paper, like you can't just like shoot off an email.
Yeah.
And my friend Connor heard me explain what I was doing, and he's like, "Hey, I'm doing that same thing. Do you want to split a Jeep to the start point in Jiri or wherever it was?" It was 3 years ago, so I'm a little fuzzy on the details. But and I was like, "Sure." And then somebody behind him, Enzo, was like, "Hey, I'm doing that same thing. Can I also hop on your Jeep?" And then we pretty much did the whole thing together, and it was wonderful.
And you still keep in touch.
Yeah, yeah, we still keep in touch. I'm trying to get Connor to go with me to Bangladesh after Maggie and Maya fly home from India. I have like a week and a half, but he's not budging. He's got like Japanese ski season or something.
Oh, that's
Sounds
even
very
more
cool.
bougie.
It does, yeah.
Honestly, Japan is on my bucket list, like top of my bucket list to
Same,
go
dude.
to.
Yeah.
Like, and honestly, I think like there's a couple states like Maine or Washington State that if I went to, I probably wouldn't return back to Ohio. I just say I'm gonna figure out how to live here.
It's the
If
lobster rolls. They
if I
get
go
you.
to Japan, I'm not coming back. So I that and that's probably why I haven't been there yet, is just because I know that I have two cats at home, my lovely boys, and if I go to Japan and I still have them, they're going to have to live with my parents and my brother, and that breaks
Yeah,
my
you're
heart.
self-selecting away from Japan. I get it.
Yeah, yeah. But I guess, I mean, we're going through these questions fast actually. Um
Did
maybe
he give us
let's
all three? Did he?
Oh
Oh yeah,
yeah,
I need to
did
give
you
you
give
guys
us all
number
three?
two. No, so the Wind River Range in Wyoming, I think is if I could just encapsulate like the winds, the bighorns, and Yellowstone into like one big, beautiful spot, the greater Yellowstone ecosystem, some people could say. Maybe not in the winds, but I think that would be my number two of maybe the winds are probably the most beautiful spot I've been to in the United States. I haven't been to Alaska or Hawaii yet, so that's yet to be officially seen. But at least of my experienced places, is terms of like raw beauty and just the feeling that you can get there, I think is unmatched. It is truly remarkable.
So
I
so
would have to agree.
the winds are like northwest Wyoming, right? Because
Ish.
my only experience with Wyoming is Cheyenne, which is the bottom, like bottom
Oh,
east
sure.
part of Wyoming.
It's
Um,
almost like central western, would you say, Becca? Because I think
Yeah,
northwest is more
yeah, I would say more
probably
central.
Yellowstone.
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. So basically, anything north of Cheyenne is probably more beautiful than Cheyenne itself. Because I
I'm pretty
like
close to Cheyenne, so I don't want to say too much. Cheyenne is a really nice
Cheyenne.
spot.
Cheyenne
It's
is
a beautiful
Cheyenne
city.
is a gem. It's a
It is. It
gem,
is.
but it's flat ish.
Sure. Yeah, it is. It is pretty flat-ish. I will give you that. And I mean that's like the whole like almost southern half of Wyoming, besides a couple ranges.
Yeah, I will have to get back with you after this episode after I look. But we went for dinner in Fort Collins because the way it worked is I took my then girlfriend to Wyoming to go see her mom and get some license stuff figured out, and her sister lives in
Sure.
Fort Collins. And so I spent like a week in Cheyenne, and we went down to Fort Collins for like a few hours, and we went to a
Oh,
restaurant
sure.
somewhere in Fort Collins that had bison burger that I cannot stop thinking about over a year later. And I'm just
The
like,
bison burgers are good.
oh, dude, the
They're really
bison
good.
burgers are so good. I'll have to look at. I took a picture of it, so I have to go back through my photo gallery, and
Okay.
I'll figure out where it was in Fort Collins and see if you've been there. But it won't be now because it'll take me forever to do that.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I predict somewhere in Old Town. They have some pretty good stuff there.
yeah, it was so good, so good. I think, and that was honestly like my first taste as an adult out west. Like growing up, uh, I lived in Biloxi, Mississippi. We lived in Las Vegas. My little brother was born in Las Vegas. My dad was an
Oh,
Air
I didn't
Force
know that.
person.
Sure.
So we lived in military bases. But I was like no older than 5 years old through those experiences. And so I don't really count those because A, I can't remember any of them. And
Makes
B,
sense. Yeah.
at 5, I'm not eating a delicious bison burger and
Right.
like looking
Yeah,
at the mountains
you're
and
not
being like,
sampling the cuisine. You're eating chicken tendies.
exactly. And I'm not looking at the
Chicken
mountains
tendies.
through Colorado and being like, I'm gonna hike that one of those days. Like,
Right.
Right. Yeah. You can't like you're looking up there, but for a different reason. Like, whoa, what's all that stuff sticking out of the ground? That's not
yeah,
Right.
corn.
why is the clouds touching the ground? What the heck?
Right. That doesn't happen at home.
No. But yeah, so like being out west was awesome, and I definitely will either build a home base out there at some point, uh, or just make it a point to frequently visit. Um, so yeah, I did have a plan to move out to Colorado this year, but that is completely just demolished. That's not going to happen. Um,
Dude, I'll see you out here sometime. You got it.
I will visit 100%. It'll most likely be my girlfriend and I, and we'll come out, we'll hang out, and we'll have a good old time.
Yo, that's
Um,
great. That sounds good.
but outside of your favorite place you've been to, what is your favorite outdoor sport?
Good question. Good question. I think just right off the dome, favorite outdoor sport is probably running, trail running, urban running, whatever kind of gets me moving. It's just given me so much peace and just time to either like reminisce or like process things. I run half marathons. I broke my knee on a bike like 2 years ago, and I like shattered my kneecap, and there's like a bunch of metal in it now. So I'm
Ooh.
like, I'm recovered, but like my knee is still like a little, a little tin manny, if you will. So I'm watching it a little bit more, and I just got back on rock, my other outdoor sport, climbing, for the first time. I'd say about a month and a half ago, and it felt really good because I've just been like taking it easy, doing my PT, everything you're supposed to do. And I was a little like weak on my right leg, kind of jumping up on some stuff. But other than that, kind of like riding a bike. It's pretty remarkable.
I see. For me, riding my bike is my favorite thing. But I will attest, when I was 9, I shattered my kneecap.
Oh,
So I'm
Yikes.
with you on that. And then like
yeah.
almost it'll be 3 years in November that I broke my hip. And
Oh my
so
God. What did
so
you do?
I was skateboarding.
Oh, okay.
And that's what I grew up doing.
Jeez.
It was literally 2 weeks after I turned 30 that I broke my hip skateboarding. I was trying to relive my
Yeah,
teenage youth.
that sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
swear, like 2 days after I turned 30, I started getting heartburn just out of nowhere. I'm like, I gotta buy Tums now. What the
Dude,
heck?
dude, you have no idea. Acid reflux is a bitch.
It is.
Getting
Um,
old is fun.
and then
Yeah,
and
that's what they say,
Becca,
Becca.
Becca, you have some things. Like we're
Do you
we're
have
all
just
in the
Yeah.
little
same party
injuries?
here.
Yeah. So I about 8 years ago I had a traumatic brain injury. So now I get migraines and all
Mm,
kinds of fun things that challenge me. And it's funny, I just, and don't beat me up or hate me for this, but I went and visited my friend the other day, and I was like, so I'm trying to train to summit a 14er with all of this stuff, and actually, like, elevation makes me really sick. It can trigger some really gnarly migraines if I'm not really careful. And
sure.
my friend was like, well, Chat GPT can give you a whole like program to like train for that. And so
Mm-mm.
I probably have used AI maybe 3 times in my whole life, but I did yesterday type in a little like prompt so that I could get a training program so that I could summit my 14er, hopefully.
I will say,
I think that's fair. And I think the AI usage that I'm more down about is like the enterprise like usage. It's like
Yeah.
60% of like what data centers use. Don't quote me on that.
well,
Um,
also the image generation, like the bullshit images that it
Yeah.
creates, like that,
mhm.
The
like
fake
Yeah.
AI artists.
yeah, a single
Yeah.
prompt,
Yeah.
for a training plan isn't going to cripple the planet,
Right.
but
But if we're all doing that a lot, then it will eventually.
eventually,
Hmm.
yeah. But
Yeah.
it's more the video, the images, the
Yeah.
enterprise usage,
Yeah.
like
Like
all
Sora
all
and
the all the
stuff.
big five, like the big like 500 companies
Yeah,
adopting
totally.
AI using it. That's
Yeah.
that's the biggest issue.
Yeah.
Before we get on to the next question, though, I actually want to give Becca a second because she just did a trip, and I actually really, really want to hear about it. And I don't want it to be a month after the fact that we hear about it. So,
Let's
Becca,
go.
toot your
Yeah, sure.
horn because you did something super cool.
I did my first backpacking trip. We backpacked Channel Islands, so it was Santa Cruz Island in the Channel Islands National
Oh,
Park.
that's so cool.
It was pretty cool. So we got dropped off at one end of the island. Actually, half of it is owned by the Nature Conservancy, so we really only did half. But first
Sure.
day was like 3 miles, pretty decent elevation gain. Second day was 10 miles, and we had to like scramble over a mountain ridge with 40-pound packs on our back. Had to carry all
Wow.
of our own water because there's no water on the island. So
Oh, really?
that was pretty
I mean, you're
intense.
surrounded by ocean. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah, but it was pretty fun
Yeah, and
and
you
Were there
challenging.
wild horses on the island, or is like some
Wild,
big hoofed animal?
yeah. So there are wild horses on Anacapa Island, and actually, the last time I ever went out to Channel Islands, and now I grew up in Ventura County, but my honeymoon from my first marriage was camping Anacapa Island. And so we went out there, and I was like 8 months pregnant, and we hiked from one end to the
Oh,
island to the other. 8 months pregnant. And on
wow.
the way back, vultures were following us. I was like, should I be worried?
Is this a sign of things to come? That's pretty
Right. Well,
badass.
oh, there
That's
was plenty of
awesome.
signs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
but
that's Channel Islands for me is a park that is recently like new to my brain. I didn't even know that was a thing that existed.
yeah,
I
it
It's a
is.
bucket list for me.
I,
Yeah.
I
It's
saw
beautiful.
I saw one of the YouTube channels I follow. His name is Adam. That's just his
Hmm.
like his YouTube handle is just
His
Adam.
handle. Okay.
And he basically like he takes public transportation across the country to different parks and like different
Hmm.
things, and like he does like his whole, it's like a vlog style but more edited. with like this
Sure.
expansive
Yeah.
hiking and stuff. It's so cool. And he did Channel Islands a couple weeks back, and that's really what brought it to my radar. And to hear you say you went to Channel Islands, I'm like, man, now I need to go out there because like it
Yeah.
seems like a super sick spot.
It is
Like,
really neat. And there was like, the first camp that we were at, which was the backcountry camp spot, it only has 4 sites. There was only one
Oh,
other
that's
couple
nice.
with us out there. There's tons of like the
Wow.
endemic little island foxes literally all over the place. They actually got into my backpack and tried to take my motion sickness medication.
Oh my gosh. Maybe they
Luckily,
needed it.
so right, somebody snagged it from them because I was passed out that second day of hiking. I was like bed at 7 p.m. because I was pretty wiped out.
Hiker midnight. It's brutal. Yeah.
Yeah. It took us 5 hours. The second group was a little bit slower. They were like 8 hours to get over that ridge, but
so you had to take a ferry out there, right?
neat. Yeah, well, yeah, you had to take a charter, island charter, and then on the way in, it was pretty, chill, nothing too exciting. But on the way back, we got to see whales, dolphins, and sea lions all in the same like little. There was feeding frenzy, like certain fish.
Oh, that's so cool.
So it was really, really incredible.
That's awesome.
Definitely one thing that I do when I go out to hike or go, to my outside adventures. I'm always praying for some wildlife experiences.
Oh my gosh. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that honest, like that trip is part of the reason why we didn't have an episode last week when we were supposed to.
Yeah.
Or I guess 2 weeks ago at this point.
Yep.
Well, recording last week, but when this uploads 2
Would
weeks
have been
ago.
released, yeah.
Yeah. Is because Becca had a trip coming up, and then we were both feeling very under the weather, and just
Sure.
we kind of just needed a break. So we
Yeah.
took the break that we needed. A, because
Yeah.
honestly, the algorithms can't control us, and B,
Right.
because we are our own people.
That's right.
So
Right.
Yeah,
And
you
we
gotta
need
take
to
care of
do
yourself.
and we got to do the adventuring, right? That we love to do. That's why we're here to talk about it. We got to also have the time to go do it. So,
exactly. I know we were supposed to go every 2, but I feel like this question for me is probably the
Yeah.
most important to ask. So Becca,
Totally.
after this one, you can ask the next couple.
sounds good.
Kevin, what was it like growing up in Ohio and then moving out west?
Oh, that is a good question. I was pretty fortunate and lucky. I had a really good childhood, stable childhood. LaGrange is a pretty safe place to grow up. I grew up right in town. Still no stoplight there. It doesn't
Nope.
seem like anything's going to
But
change.
now we don't have. Now there's no IGA anymore.
Now there's no IGA. IGA closed, which is great. IGA is the only grocery store.
Well,
Yeah.
so wild fact, real quick. I live in Rittman, which is probably
Oh,
like
yeah,
an
okay.
hour and 12 minutes, a little southeast or southeast of where LaGrange is. We have an IGA like literally 3 minutes drive from me.
Nice.
That's like right on the main road, right? 301 or whatever it is over there.
Well, it's no, it's I'm out in the middle of nowhere. So it's called what is the street called? I can't remember what the street's called. It's Main Street in
That's okay.
Rittman, but there's another part of it that changes. But yeah, there's a IGA, literally 3 minutes drive from
And
me,
they,
and I'm like, bro, why is this full circle now? Like I grew up with
Yeah.
an IGA, and now I live by an IGA. Like,
it closed, and now you're near an open one. Yeah, it's poetic.
but also that sucks that IGA closed because the next closest grocery store is like Oberlin Walmart.
Oberlin Walmart, yeah, which I think still has the horse and buggy like hitching posts.
Yeah, it does. And it's still Pizza Hut.
That's awesome.
But
And
there's
still
also
Pizza Hut, yeah.
There's also like a shopping center around it now though, which feels really weird. But-
Right. I mean, it was really. I mean, when that thing went in, it was really just cornfields around there. I know everybody
Yeah.
says that, but it's just crazy.
Yeah, but what was it like? Because obviously Lagrange was a relatively safe place to
Small
live. I
town.
mean, we like, the biggest claims to fame that we had was IGA, a Subway, the pizza spot that I can't remember the name of, and then a Subway.
Like Village Pizza or something.
Yeah,
like
Village
that.
Pizza.
Yeah.
It was Village Pizza. Yeah.
And that was one of my first jobs too, washing dishes and slinging dough up in the air.
Oh man.
Pizza
For all-
place was my first job too.
Hey,
Same,
there you
same.
go.
Actually,
Nice.
my first not like
parent job with your parent or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
mowing lawns or yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Very cool.
what is it like? Like obviously there's vastly stark differences between Ohio and Colorado. But like outside of those differences, which I want you to talk about, I kind of want to understand like the emotional and mental parts of it as well.
Ooh, yeah, we're digging deep here, but I think the biggest emotional part for me is probably the isolation of it all. And I mean, we were close in like 45 minutes away from like downtown Cleveland, but we were far enough away to where like when my parents would take us in, we would just like marvel at the city skyline, like the skyscrapers. We're like, we have never seen buildings this tall, and it's just like Tower City or like the Key Bank Tower.
Yeah.
I don't know how many stories there they are, but I mean, you don't get out much because a little difficult to get yourself out of there. Like I remember when I think the Overland Walmart when it opened, like a bunch of us skipped high school. Like we skipped an entire day of school to go to that Walmart
Yep.
because it was such a crazy change. So it was rural America, kind of at its finest, and I think Lagrange is the best of both worlds of that. When if you could live in town, because there's this like cute little square where Village Pizza is, and you got the post office right there, a little gas station, florist shop, and little
The
sandwich
drive through.
shops, and the drive through. Yeah, I have some good memories with that drive through.
Same. Same.
And the drive through is it? Oh, what was it called? It was a drive through liquor store, which like Ohio and the other states around it are famous for.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called though. I think it's changed names like 10 times since we've departed
Has to
Lagrange.
has to have. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think the longest standing business in that like square circle part of Central Lagrange is Village Pizza.
Yeah, I could totally see that Village Pizza or maybe like the barber shop or something like that. But as far as like a big business, it's probably Village. And I think
Yeah.
Village has changed hands a couple times. And I was just back there in the winter picking up some pizza for my parents and still tasted the same. Still pretty good stuff. Shout out Village Pizza.
Not sponsored, but hey, you want to sponsor?
Not
Let us
sponsored,
know.
but
Let
I
us
would
know.
accept it.
Yeah, so would we. But what is the mental sides of it? Like, there's a lot of changes that are required to not only move across the country, but also to just be so far away from everybody. And I think a lot of people like us, which are very wanderlust type of people, like we aspire to live in different places or visit different places. There's a really big toll that isn't talked about, which is the mental side of things being so far away. Maybe initially, obviously it's been years for you at this point, but like maybe if we go back a bit, like what was that mental side like moving from Ohio to the west side of the United States?
Sure, and I mean that's also a good point to bring up. It is, I mean, it is tough because I mean it's kind of like a push and pull of I have really good friends in Lagrange. I still have people that I talk to there, but just slowly drifting apart just for no other reason than just the distance, time, aging, jobs, and things like that, different priorities. So I think it's the toll that it took on me was kind of like a social toll, and then trying to figure out what in my life and I guess who in my life is important to try and like keep in contact with, which is not to say that people I've fallen out of contact with are unimportant.
Right.
But it really it makes you take stock of the people who you want in your life. And it is relatively challenging moving away from home. I think maybe 5 years ago, Kevin saw this as like a noble, like how the heck could you not want to move away from home? Like you're like crazy if you choose to not do this. And Kevin now has a little bit more clarity of like people are all like on their own path, you know? And I definitely like yearn for the familiarity of home, just being around my friends and family, and being so close to like the people that I still do love and like are just separated from. So it's kind of like a separation thing was pretty challenging for me at first and still is. But I'm like a big postcard writer and like any other kind of like physical mail. So I try to stay in contact with people like that. Like, hey, I'm still around. Don't forget about me. I'm not going to send you a lot of text messages, but you will get a goofy postcard from me eventually.
Can I be added to that list? Because I'll send you one back.
Dude, text me your address right now. Same with you, Becca. I'll start sending you
Sure.
guys postcards.
I
Yeah,
love it.
we'll do
And I
Looking.
just
we'll do it post show.
post show postcards.
Yeah, postcard
Hey,
post
let's
show.
go.
Woohoo.
Yeah, postcard post show. I
Love
think you
it.
guys got something. And then
Definitely.
I just found out something about postcards. It's pretty much anything that is like cardboard you can ship through the mail if it's like the right size. So you can like cut apart like soda pop boxes, or like I've sent like a hard kombucha like box logo to my friend like back in Ohio, Eric. Shout out Eric.
Yeah.
Skags,
Just
let's
to see if
go.
I could, yeah, Skags, exactly. Just to see if it would go. And it goes. So if you
And he
see
got
like
it.
cool labels, yeah, and he got it. If you see cool labels on just different things throughout your life, just like slip it through the mail, see what happens.
What is it, like a 3x5? What's the like size? Do you know?
I think like the official size for like a postcard, I think the smallest it can be is like 3x4 or something like
Okay.
that, and then like the biggest it can be is maybe like 3/4 of like an 8.5 by 11 sheet before you need. But if you put like two postcard stamps on it, it'll go.
It'll go. That's really cool.
I would
Thanks
just
for
be
that
worried
tidbit.
about I would just
Yeah.
be worried about sending like a piece of printer paper with two stamps on it because it's probably gonna be destroyed before it gets to the
Oh
person.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
do printer
No, it has
paper.
to be
Yeah.
thicker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cardstock
I don't
type.
know if I have
Yeah.
anything, but yeah, like even like the cover to like a paperback book
Yeah.
I'm sure you could send it.
Oh, that's so sick.
Or
I
like,
yeah.
the Channel Islands National Park pamphlet.
Oh, is that a guide?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, cool.
It's the Island Packers authorized concession guides. Yeah.
That's so cool.
That's. Did you go with a group, Becca, or was this like people that
It
you
was a
know?
meetup. It was a meetup, organized
Oh,
backpack trip
cool.
with the meetup. But
Yeah,
I know the person. It's just one of the local groups.
like a hiker babes group or like something like
Yeah,
that.
no, she's just a person that's like recently divorced and wanting to meet people, right? So she created a meetup organization and was like, I want to do some backpacking. And I was like, I've been wanting to backpack and I'm gonna
Me too.
do that with my boyfriend. We're gonna do like the Kepler track maybe in New Zealand, a couple of other
Where's
plans,
that? Or I mean, New Zealand, but like what is it? South Island?
It's that's a good question. It's near one of the national parks.
Oh, cool.
So
Okay,
yeah,
that sounds awesome.
I have to look it up, but yeah. So just trying to number one, just do something local to make sure that I can even you know hike long miles with a pack on my back. So
I mean, you
Sure.
crushed it in 5 hours at Channel Islands, so you're
I did,
good.
yeah, I did, and
You're
it was
good.
just that it was funny when I climbed that ridge. There was a raven that was felt like he was mocking me, like.
Yeah.
If you don't
Well,
get this, you're gonna fall and die. I'm like, no, leave me alone. I got this.
Edgar Allan Poe, stop it! Come on.
Exactly.
we're all friends here. Stop mocking me.
Seriously.
All
I
right,
can't
Becca,
fly, but I can climb. I got this.
Not
you
yet.
got this. Well, maybe I mean maybe one day we'll all fly. Who knows? At this
Who
No.
point,
knows?
who knows? Becca, it's your question, but
Yeah.
skip the memories one.
Okay. Sure. All right. So, speaking about your career path, you've had lots of fun little like side shoots, and so we're just wondering if you have any regrets about some of those choices that you made, or commitments that you made, or maybe places that you moved to for a job.
I don't. And I it's like the noble and like cheesy thing to say is that I don't really have any regrets, but I really don't think
Love it.
I do. I think like truly the decisions that I've made has shaped me as a person, and I've been like lucky enough and privileged enough to either have like my parents to fall back on, or like other friends that would take me in if I like make this big jump from living in West Palm Beach, Florida to going to live at a guide house in Diggytown, Minneapolis, Minnesota, where I get paid like peanuts a day, you know.
Right.
So I've been very lucky in that aspect, to where if I did have a regret, I essentially just have like an oops button, you know, of
Right.
oh well, it's not going to work out. So
This
mom and
isn't
dad,
working out.
come take me back in. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think if I were to go back and do it again and maybe nudge my past self in a different direction, I've always wanted to do more trail work. Like Maggie, my girlfriend, has done trail work, I think in like the Steamboat area, for a couple
Oh.
seasons when she was in college, and she has had nothing but good things to say about it.
Like
And my
building
other
trails?
friends, like
That's where I
building
got my
trails,
first
but
gnarly migraine, Steamboat Springs.
really,
Yeah. Well, the
yeah, were you
elevation
trying to
up there
buy
is
a lift
crazy.
ticket? Oh, it's insane. Yeah,
Yeah, no, I mean, we went up there just for a little like vacation. It was in the summer, but we took the ski lift up and then hiked down, and then we rode our bikes all around town. And then we
yeah,
just went to a dinner, and the noise in the restaurant, coupled with all of the activity and the elevation and not acclimating to it. And I like couldn't get
sure,
out of
yeah.
bed. Like it was pretty gnarly. So
So, does Maggie build trails by chance?
She doesn't. Um, she's a part of like a trail running club here, but she doesn't build trails. But she did with, I think it was Rocky Mountain Youth Corps.
neat.
So she was with them for a season, and she would kind of camp around and like haul around the tools and like whatever other like badass stuff they did.
Yeah.
I love
I,
it when she
I can second
talks
that.
about it and reminisces about it. Have you built or you've built trail, right, Tyler?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he has.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 I did a season with Cleveland Metro Parks, and we built like 6 or 7 different trail systems throughout Northeast
Oh, that's
Ohio.
so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we,
Did she
we, we
have any challenges like for example around here there's tons of poison oak. So people almost have to be immune to poison oak if they're going to be like maintaining or building
Oh.
trails.
She hasn't said that, and I think they might have been high enough elevation or just someplace where poison oak just isn't as big of a threat,
Okay.
to where it wasn't a big deal.
So
But
maybe just
the whole
wildlife
experience, yeah, probably just wildlife, and
would be
I
the
think you have
challenges.
to do the same thing of like carry bear spray, make sure you hang
Yeah,
or store your
exactly.
food properly when you're out on hitch and stuff.
Makes sense.
yeah. I
Sorry,
applaud
Kevin.
Maggie for that. Oh no, you're good. You're good. I applaud Maggie for that though, because it's real rough work.
That's gnarly
Like
work.
Dude, it's
whether you're
really tough
building
on
or
your
just
body.
maintaining it, like
Hmm.
building and maintaining can be two different things, but they both have the same inherent like downsides.
Hmm.
It's
Physical
rough.
work.
It's
Yeah.
yeah, it's absolutely
And you're
rough. And
still
like
using like simple machines to like try to like lift like 1,000 pound boulder with
Boulder.
yeah,
like
Yeah.
three
or
people.
or you're
Yeah.
just cutting it like with a hoe, like
Yeah.
it's so physical. I mean, it really damaged my body a lot actually, but
Sure.
I don't have anything bad to say about my experience building trails because
There you
now
go.
every once in a while I'll go and I'll walk a trail that I built and I'll just see people enjoying it, and it fills my heart so much. And I don't say
Yeah.
anything, like I don't want
Right.
to be that person, and I don't want a claim to fame for it or anything like
Right.
that. I just love to go and like see people enjoying the things that like my literal blood, sweat, and tears went into to build. And it's one of those things that like unless you've done it, you really don't understand what it's like to have your cup full,
Sure.
you know?
I don't think that you are this person, but I just imagined you as like a trails like hype man, like being at the trailhead, like, yo, come check out the perimeter trail, it's lit. You know, I
On
feel
it,
like I think we need
in
trail
my brain,
hype people. Yeah,
I was, but I'm way too shy to do anything. Like, I don't want to draw attention. So I'll just be like, oh,
sure.
hey, which trail are you looking for? Oh, it's that way.
I gotcha.
You're like, oh,
I'll be the
nice. Yeah,
hype man.
it's
I'll be the hype woman.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And it
All
was
right.
cool. Like, even building it, like, people would come up, like, because, like, it was still an active trail system. Like, we kind of built an alternate trail system to then close the original one because people made like footpaths that weren't supposed to be there and stuff. And
Little
in the
social
metro
trails and
parks,
stuff. Yeah.
it's not good to just wander around. There's a lot of protected areas.
Sure.
But like
Yeah.
we had a lot of people like just applauding us and like giving us cheers and stuff. Like and it was like 4:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. every single day. Like
Gosh,
for
dude, that is
six
a
Brutal.
lot.
months. For
That's
six
brutal.
months, it was brutal. But like I look back at it with nothing but just appreciation and just
As you
pure
should. Yeah.
pure being stoked about it.
Love that. So, Kevin, it sounds like you have loads of experience, like working in like the outdoors, like space, and like guiding people in front country areas. Do you have any advice for anybody that's interested in getting into that type of career?
Yeah, I would say so. And I think it's my advice that I would give anybody getting into any career, is to number one, take care of yourself. Back to wilderness first aid, wilderness first responding. You are number one. And if you are out on trip with people for 5 days, for 5 hours, you need to make sure that you know how to fill up your own cup so you can fill other people's cups up with yourself, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
So for me, early on in my guiding career, that looked like we were camping like in Yellowstone and the Boundary Waters and other places and things like that. And we would cook breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I'd be skipping breakfast. Sometimes I'd skip lunch in the same day, and I'd just end the day feeling so lousy. And I think it was an older guide that came up to me and said, like, you gotta learn how to take better care of yourself, and not from like a personal hygiene level, but just like a like mental. You are in charge of these people, and they need the best from you, essentially.
Right. Right.
And giving yourself the best is also giving other people the best. So it's a little bit of life advice caked in there. And
Love
then I
it.
would also say to advocate for yourself, especially in the outdoor industry. You could get put on a track when you first get hired, and it's really easy just to kind of be very hands off and be like, I'll go wherever you want me to go.
Just fall into
I'll do
that
whatever
and
you want me to do.
yeah.
Just fall into line. But if you really want to be a Yellowstone guide, for example, nobody is going to know that but you, and management will never know unless you tell them that you want to do something. So I would say that looking out for yourself is probably the best thing you can do, and with that, self advocacy and advocating for your peers as well, because some people might not be as well spoken. So it's always good to look out for those scenarios. Like, hey, me, Tyler, and Becca, the best Yellowstone guide team there is. What do you guys think?
Let's do it.
I'm totally down. Got a lot to
Yellowstone
learn.
is
It'll be
beautiful.
a couple of years.
I lived in
Oh, you
Bozeman for
got
a
it.
while. We used to drive
Oh,
Sunday drives through Yellowstone. That was my childhood. It was pretty awesome.
that is so. So you lived in like OG Bozeman before all the
Yeah,
development went
90,
in.
80s and 90s at Bozeman.
Yeah.
So I haven't
Yep.
been back since, and I'm kind of nervous to go back because I know it's changed drastically.
It's changed. But it's I mean it's the Bozeman I know.
It's
It's like
still,
the
yeah,
Bozeman of like 8 years ago. So
yeah,
I don't know anything
yeah.
different. But yeah, the even the expansion from when I've started going there is wild. It's crazy.
I bet. Yeah, but it's beautiful. There's a reason why people love it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. So, the one thing that most guests like hate or just don't enjoy is the
Throw it at me. Let's
opportunity
go.
to. Well, first, I guess this is a question. So, well, actually, not really. You just gave the advice. So, this is your opportunity to shout yourself out. What are you doing? What are you excited about? What where do you want to be in 5 years? Like, just shout yourself out, manifest that shit. Let's like,
Oh, you're right. I do hate this. This is terrible.
yeah.
No. In 5 years, I would like to. I think I would like to be in a stable home environment, such as Fort Collins, living with my girlfriend Maggie, still exploring, still adventuring, and still influencing people's lives into the outdoors somehow. The PCT is also on mine and Maggie's radar
Yeah.
for some time in the future, just kind of job dependent. So through hiking that, adding another feather in my cap, in my through hike cap, is definitely something that's on the
You through
horizon.
hike the AT, right?
Yeah.
I
You
through hiked
mentioned that
the AT
earlier.
in Yeah, in 2016, but I did it in Chacos, so that was kind of my little thing.
I mean, I'm with you on the Chacos, but that would be brutal. Oof.
It kind of was. It was stream crossings were really easy, and I didn't need camp shoes, but I just didn't take care of my feet, so they just
They got
cracked
pretty dirty and dried out, and yeah,
and
I
they
can
got pretty
imagine.
dirty and dry. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I think I broke two toes. But other than
Oh.
that, no blisters, no
Yeah,
blisters.
I've lost two toenails from all this backpacking I've been doing.
I bet. Yeah, there's some people that like they just like peel off after every trip
Yeah.
they take. It's wild.
Do you remember how many days it took you to finish the AT?
So it took me 4 months and 3 weeks, with like 2 weeks of zeros, and then it took Maggie because she did the AT in 22, 4 weeks and 4 months and 2 weeks, which was she will never let me live down.
I support that.
I love
I
it. Go,
Yeah,
support that.
Maggie.
yeah, she is a
Girls
stronger
rule.
and faster and better hiker than I am in like every way.
Well, now you
Sounds
just
like
have
you
to go
picked a
back
good
and.
partner.
Oh, you did
Yeah, I think
absolutely.
so.
But also now you have to go back and do it in 4 months and 1 week.
What? No, he does
Oh,
not.
I don't know. I don't know if I could do that. That'd be rough. That'd be tough.
But I
Just don't
do
wear
understand
Chacos, you'll be
the
fine.
camaraderie between. Yes.
Just don't wear Chacos. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could do that. That'd be sacrilege. At least on the
That's
AT.
fair. Wait, can we set FKT for first person to hike the Appalachian Trail in Chacos in like the fastest time?
I'm sure it's out there. I tried to get Chaco to sponsor me way back when, and they snubbed me. So I don't know if I want to like give them any more like airtime. You know, I
I
might
would
move
just.
over to Birkenstocks for the
Oh, dude,
PCT or
Yeah,
something.
bro.
that's right. There you
I
go.
wear Birkenstocks religiously, so
I've never worn them, so
I,
I'd be
I,
interested to
I,
try them
I've
out.
had a pair, but it's been a minute.
honestly though, my bet would be zero shoes. They have these. I have a pair of zero shoe sandals that are
Mhm.
similar to Chacos, but like you can actually feel the ground below your feet.
They have like a really thin footbed, right?
Yeah, but they are
Yeah.
so good. So good. We're
I
not
feel
sponsored
like I'd
by
need that
Zero
support.
Shoes, but
Not yet.
also
Not
Zero
yet.
Shoes. Drop us a line. Let's go.
Zero shoes where it's at. Come on.
But yeah, I I kind of
I've
interrupted that thought process, but yeah,
Kevin's thought process.
yeah, I think so.
Oh, of my like 5 year plan. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
there wasn't too much of a thought process there. I just know that I enjoy Fort Collins. I do want to hike the PCT and maybe some other long trails, and just kind of like see where life takes me. Other than that, I'm I'm here for it.
I
Love it.
love that.
I've really enjoyed talking with you, Kevin. Very cool life you've led so far, and hopefully it inspires anybody out there wondering, about their life in small town, whatever, and their dreams of nomadic experiences that they get the courage to do that.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been good talking to you. Good meeting you, Becca, for the first time. I feel like I've heard your voice so much, and putting like a name to a face is great.
Yeah.
And Kevin, it's been nice to see you face to face for the first time in God knows how long.
Dude, it's been so long. Yeah.
And we've both changed since then, like massively. So it's been an absolute honor to have you on the show and to also get to see you and chat. And obviously you got to meet Becca. I feel like with the podcast, we're just building like this massive group trip at some point.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
I'm here for it. Yeah.
So
Let's go.
maybe give us a couple years. We'll figure it out.
All
We
right.
can meet
Yeah,
in
we could get
Colorado.
like
That's
a
a good meeting spot.
Oh, dude.
it's an awesome meeting spot. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Or go up to
Maybe
Wyoming. His
some
favorite
Colorado
place.
Trail action.
Yeah.
Oh, I would go to
Just
Wyoming in a heartbeat.
let's stay away from Steamboat though.
Yeah, we don't have to go to Steamboat. It's
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, we'll avoid Steamboat. We're all good. But I think that's where we'll call it for the day. I think this has been an awesome episode. Again,
Absolutely.
Kevin, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us and give us your story. And as always, thank you, Becca.
Yeah. Always
Yeah.
a pleasure to be here.
But
Thank you all for having me on. It's been a blast.
Yeah.
absolutely. And if you want to come back, you're more than welcome to. Like, we're all about returning guests.
Yeah,
so.
I would love
Open
to hear. We
invite?
should
All
have him
right.
come back after he comes back from his trip, because I would love to hear all about.
Honestly,
That trip.
I'll give you guys an update.
yeah, let's book it.
definitely.
Let's book it.
I'm in. That sounds like it would be so fun. I could be like a correspondent in the field, in the LA mountains
Yes.
somewhere.
That would be so sick. And honestly, even having your girlfriend on would be sick too. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm sure
she would
she's
like
got
that.
so many
Hear about
stories.
our trail building experiences and that. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
definitely.
So let's get Maggie
Or
on.
the fact that she did the AT in faster time than you.
Or the fact that she did the AT in a faster time than me, which she absolutely will bring up,
Bring
which
up.
she deserves to bring up.
We'll
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
make an entire episode about that.
About that. Yeah.
Oh, you're funny, Tyler.
Not really, no. But no, it'd be cool to have like you again on again. Like, would be super sick, or you and Maggie, or just Maggie
Together,
or-
yeah.
yeah.
That's-
Like
yeah.
any which way would be so cool. So
Definitely.
we're always happy if you guys feel like you want to chat. Like, you know how to get a hold of me,
Dude,
and I'll
absolutely.
throw you in the books.
Yeah.
So,
Boom.
but yeah, I think that's where we'll wrap it for today.
right.
As always, I've been Tyler,
Becca.
and that's been Kevin.
Kevin.
And we'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for tuning in.
See ya.
Sustain the Trail podcast is brought to you by Take a Hike Resale Shop and Open Trail Collective. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.